Good morning to one and all. I am Kranth Patnaik and I am actually teaching you Photoshop from last couple of days. So let us introduce ourselves today to Photoshop menu bar, which actually we are about to learn today. So many people have been learning how to introduce Photoshop or what is Photoshop, or the last time we were been learning how to actually open Photoshop and what is the advantages of Photoshop. This is what we were been learning the last time. So today, ఈ రోజు మనం బేసికల్గా ఫోటోషాప్ ఎలా ఫోటోషాప్ ఓపెన్ చేసిన తర్వాత మెనూలో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మెనూ మనం ఎలా ఉపయోగించుకోవాలి, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మెనూ బార్లోని ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ద లాస్ట్ టైం వెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ బీన్ లర్నింగ్ we were just stuck up at the file, right? So we were been learning about the file. Photoshop open cheyagane we were been learning about the file menu lo file menu anedi manam we were been learning. So today we will undergo what are the intent things that we can learn in Photoshop. At the same time, how many toolbars do we have in the menu? So menu lo chala tools unnai, so we'll all be learning about that. This is just an introduction, so please listen to it carefully. So if you can see here, we were learning Adobe Photoshop 7.0. So when I say about Adobe Photoshop 7.0, the most important thing that you have to remember is the basic software that supports your system, because Photoshop anedi it's a basic software, you know. Meeru ekkadikaina ekkuva editing cheyalana leda if you are going forward in putting up so much effort for a poster or something, Adobe Photoshop 7.0 will always give you a good quality materials for the output. So at the same time, Photoshop, all that you have to remember in Photoshop, all that you have to remember is, yes, creating an image, editing an image. So let us see the Photoshop here. So the last time we were been at this point, creating an image and editing the image. So when I speak about creating an image, yes, obviously you will be in a position where from the first to the last you will be creating an image. Ante oka image ni import cheskoni, ante oka image ni first nunchi last varaku manam edit chestam. Ante dinni copy gaani leda editing gaani dinni em cheyam, dinni idanta mana own creation. So when you put your creative thoughts, when you develop your own thoughts and do everything, that is Photoshop. So that is called creating an image. And then we have editing existing images. Editing existing images ante em ledhu, if you have an image already in your system, ante మన దగ్గర already కొన్ని images ఉంటాయి, so దాన్ని మనం edit చేసుకోవడాన్ని we'll be doing as creating an image. So now let us see what is menu bar. You know, the last time I already have shown you where is menu and what is menu. So let us see the PPT here. We have file, edit, image, layer, filter, view, windows. So if you can see here, we already have the menu like this. You know, ee menu anedi ila untundi manki Photoshop open cheyagane. So when I speak about menu, guys, why is menu important? So nen menu annappudu, people might think, you might think, why is menu important? Guys, Photoshop ane kaadu, any software you open, the most important thing is menu bar, because okavela manki edaina interface lo problems unna leda when you are editing ఏదైనా మిస్ప్లేస్ అయినా, అంటే ఏదైనా టూల్ మిస్ప్లేస్ అయినా, సో యూ కెన్ బేసికలీ గెట్ ఇట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద మెనూ బార్. అలానే కాదు, మెనూ బార్ ఇస్ ద మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్ ఇన్ ఎనీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్. ఇదనే కాదు, ఫోటోషాప్ అనే కాదు, యూ టేక్ ఎనీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్, మెనూ బార్ ప్లేస్ అ మేజర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్. దట్ ఈస్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as menu. Menu is something where you get all the things, all the listed things, or whatever you do in the interface, everything will be already mentioned in the menu bar. So menu bar gives you an overall idea about what is Photoshop or what is the software all about. So this is the most important thing that you have to remember. So now let me open Photoshop for you. So this is the Photoshop here. So this is the interface that we are looking at. So if you can see Adobe Photoshop, in the menu bar we have File, Edit, Image, Layer, Select, Filter, View, Windows. So this is what we have learned, and help is nothing but, if you need any help, Photoshop help, about Photoshop, about plugins, you have so many plugins, and then we have system info, we have update, support, registration, and Adobe Online. This is not that much important, because once you install the Photoshop, ante okkasari Photoshop మీరు install చేసిన తర్వాత help is not that much required. So let us see what is file. The last time we already have seen. So control, new, opening a new page, open, this is creating a new page, this is opening a new page, this is browsing a thing, and this is open something. And recent ga మనం ఏదైనా చేసినట్టయితే then we can open recently, and we have save, save as, save for web, revert, place, import, export, work group, automate, file info, page setup, print with preview, print one copy, jump to, and exit. Exit is nothing but once if I press Ctrl Q, the entire thing will go off. I mean, నేను ఇప్పుడు ఇది పని చేస్తున్నాను కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ will not do that. So let us import something, or let us create something. Guys, when I actually show you Control N, I have put Control plus N on keyboard, so that I got a window here. So in window, if you can see, I'll tagline this is APSSDC, and then I will create, guys, when I speak about default Photoshop size, this is something which comes with the width of 7 and height of 5 and resolution 72. But when you change that to A4, the resolution changes. Width is 210, height is 297, the resolution is 300, so something more. So I'll edit in the A4 size paper. Let us go for OK. So here we are with the A4 size resolution. So this is our interface, So this is called the basic menu from the file. I mean, we have been doing the basic Photoshop file. So now, as I have said, you can also browse, you can also open as, you can also open recent. Open recent ante last time మీరు ఏం చేశారు అంటే recent గా మీరు ఏదైనా చేసిన files ఉంటే దాన్ని open చేసుకోవచ్చు. Close is nothing but just simply closing the current work file. And then save is if you do any changes, I'll put it black, and then I have given the background color. So if I want to save the file, I can save, or if not, I want to save as, I can do it. And then revert is nothing but Control Z. Place is something, it's very important. Import is nothing but ఇక్కడ ఏదైనా మనకి PDF image కావాలన్నా లేదా annotations లేదా VR support కావాలన్నా we can take it. Export is nothing but బయటకు పంపించడం. Work group is nothing but if you have a group which you're already working on in Photoshop, that is very much important. This is actually used by the company people or the gamers, so that this can be useful for them. And then we have automate, which is creating a batch, create droplet, or you can also put it in conditional mode change. This is all the basic, this is the high end inputs that you have to remember when I speak about the automate button. So this is not important, guys. For freshers, I recommend these 7 or these 10 are the most important things that you have to remember, especially new open, and then save as, and then export and import. These are enough for the freshers to remember in the Photoshop. So now let me take you with the edit. In the menu we have edit. So we have undo, step forward, step backward, fade, cut, copy, copy, merged, paste, paste into, clear, check spelling, find and replace text, fill, stroke, free transform, transform, define brush, define pattern, define custom shape, purge, color settings, preset manager and preferences. Guys, this is the edit menu, and I'll explain you today what is edit and how exactly all these can be used in the edit tool. So when I speak about Photoshop, guys, as important as the file, ante file lo ippudu manam open cheskuntunnam, kottadi create cheskuntunnam, you know, we are just importing, or file is something which is the basic of the Photoshop. Ante open చేసినప్పటి నుంచి క్లోజ్ చేసేంత వరకు, అలాగే సేవ్ చేసుకునేంత వరకు, లేదా సేవ్ చేసింది ఓపెన్ చేయడానికి ఇవన్నీ ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. So now let me show you the current PPT that we are working on. So we have file, and then let me show you edit option. So here we have edit option. So yes, in edit, what are the most important things I want to tell you? So in edit, yes, undo is very much important. Step forward, backward is important. Undo is enti. Undo ante enti. Cancel the last work. Ante meer edaina chesaru ante, I will show you in the Photoshop. So nenu ippudu back, okay, nenu malli meeku chupistanu, Control Z. So ఇది white color లో ఉంది, right? So now when I put the background or the foreground color, నేను ఇప్పుడు foreground color ఇచ్చాను. సో ఇది నేను బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళాలంటే Control plus Alt plus Z, Control Alt Z. సో ఇక్కడ మనకి foreground color వచ్చేసింది. So foreground color రావాలంటే the most important thing that you have to do is first type Control Alt Z. అంటే ఇప్పుడు I have done something here, I have done something here. So if I have to go back, అంటే నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒక చేశాను, ఒక టూల్ని ఇక్కడ నేను చేశాను. So now if I want to go back, Control Alt Z, this is called as undo. This is called as undo options. So now I'll show the PPT once again. So here we are at the undo option. We just have learned how to undo, that is cancel the last work or redo the last work. So this is the most important thing you have to remember. Now there is something called as step forward. What is step forward? Move to the next stage, or which you did, you know, which is actually called Alt Control Z, you know, which is very much important. I'll show you it in the Photoshop. So ikkada meeku options kuda unnai. Step forward is nothing but Shift Control Z, right? Shift Control Z manam chuddam. So yes, so I'll go Control Alt Z. Okay, so this is the white color. Okay, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇంతకుముందు చేసింది అంటే నేను బ్యాక్ వచ్చేసాను, ఇప్పుడు ఫ్రంట్కి వెళ్ళాలి. ఏదో నేను చేశాను ఇంతకుముందు, నేను ఏదో చేశాను. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లెట్ us అప్లై Control Delete, అండ్ దెన్ మనం ఇక్కడ ఒక స్మాల్ లేయర్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకుందాం. అండ్ I put something, and then I put Control Delete here and Control D. So I have done a small work here. So by mistake I have gone to the last work that I have done. ఇప్పుడు ముందుకు ఎలా వెళ్ళాలి? సో ఇప్పుడు అంతా మనం బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళిపోయాం, నేను చేసిందంతా పోయింది. అంటే సడన్గా వైట్ పేజ్ వచ్చేసింది అండ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ గాన్ బ్యాక్, మొత్తం నేను అండు చేసేసాను. సో నౌ హౌ టు రీడూ ఇట్? యాజ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ సెడ్ యూ, Shift Control Z. So this is what I have done. Correct? So this is the most important thing that you have to remember in the Photoshop. Very much easy and very much comfortable. Okay? So manam నేర్చుకుంది ఈ రోజు undo and redo. It's the most important thing that you have to remember in the Photoshop. So now let us see our slide. Step backward. This is the same as the undo option. And then we have cut, copy, paste, which is very, very, very important. Cut, get rid of a part which you select. Copy, copy a part you select. Paste, attach the part you copied. So I think everybody is familiar with these options. For example, I'll import an image. We don't have images, so let us put one image here. So these are the images. So what I do, I download an image. I will download a good image. So let us download this image. So I'll download this. I'll select desktop, and then we have our Photoshop folder, and then I'll save it. So ippudu nenu oka file save cheskunna. So now I will download, or I will import that image. So I have imported an image. So now I will edit this image. So I have downloaded an image. So now I can edit anything in this image. So now let us little maximize our work file. So ippudu manaku oka image undi. So what I'll do, I will delete the unwanted things. So now we have a basic image that we are working on. So now what I'll do, I will copy this, control, what is this? This is copy. And what should we do? I'll copy this, control C. And now I'll create a new layer, control V. So it's very easy. Creating a new image will help you in understanding the Photoshop. So we have the work file, and then I'll edit the other part. So let us I think everybody is familiar with the copy paste things, I'll delete this. So we are in the layer 1. So control C and control V is nothing but we got another layer. That means I have 2 here, right? So this is what I am doing. So now I'll edit this a little. So this is what I have been doing. This is a kind of a Photoshop work. This can be used as a 3D image. This can be helped as a 3D image. For example, if you 3D glasses petkunte, you can see it as in a 3D. This is what green and red does to 3D effects. So this is an easy way to use Control C and Control V. I'm just doing Control Z now. So whatever we have done, I will just go back and back and back. So this is our basic work file that we are working on, isn't it? So we have an image that we have imported, and this is what we have been doing. So this is the basic work file again. So in edit, you just have to remember undo, step forward and step backward, and then you just have to remember cut, copy, paste, because these are the most important thing, and the rest we will work on it, don't worry about it. So let us go back to our presentation. So what is the next one? Image. When I speak about image, these things are the most important in the Photoshop. Yes, when I type image, we have mode, select a type of color that you want. I'll show it in the Photoshop for you. We have image. In the mode, what type of image do you require? Usually bitmap is worked for texturing artists, and then we have grayscale, and then we have duotone, and then we have index color, and then we have RGB, which we are working right now, and then we have CMYK color, and then lab color, and then multi-channel, and then 8 bits per channel, and then we have 16 bits per channel. These are one of the most important things that you have to remember. For example, if something have happened and it is in the grayscale, okay, so this is in the grayscale now. If you can see here, we have the grayscale. So the rest of the things can be formed properly even if you do any editing here. You can do any editing here, but the problem here is you are in the grayscale. Anything might happen. So we are here. So let us book this. So this is what happens. You are in a grayscale. Everything is unworthy here. So always put in a better format. So never go for grayscale until and unless you really want to work on it. So RGB color would help you out in doing anything, because మీరు grayscale లో పెట్టినప్పుడు whatever colors you look at, like pink or whatever colors, different colors ఉండదు. Grayscale is simply working on the black and the gray kind of colors only. మీకు for example ఇప్పుడు నేను చూపిస్తా, లేయర్ పెట్టి image mode లోకి వెళ్ళి నేను grayscale పెట్టినట్టయితే nothing works. మీకు ఏదైనా even if you want to put any color blue అనుకున్నా అది రాదు, it will go for white. This is what will happen. అలాగే మీరు ఏదైనా కలర్ ఇవ్వాలన్నా ఏదైనా ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకున్నా, for example I'll open the last file that we have been working on. Even if we're working on this, nothing works, nothing seems to work here, isn't it? So once if I import, the color has changed to the grayscale. If you can see here, yes, this is the most important thing that you have to remember. When you put the grayscale, everything will be in the black and white format. So I'll show you a clear editing of this. So let us cut short it. So we have been working on this. So ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత కూడా కలర్స్ అన్ని పోయాయి. So even if I do another one, even if I copy paste another one, nothing seems to work out, isn't it? So this is what, even how much ever you work, everything will be in the grayscale. మీరు ఎంత వర్క్ చేసినా everything will be in the grayscale. So let us not work on the grayscale until and unless you really require to do this work on that. So my personal suggestion for you, let us not work on this. Control Alt Z, 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 and Z, and Z, and Z, and Z, and Z. So we are working on edit. Sorry, we are working on image and mode. Always try to put it in the RGB color. So now everything works out. Even if you want to import an image, you can, isn't it? So already we have an image, and even if I import this, see, we are getting the color vastundi kada. So this is what you have to remember. Okay, so now let us go for our PPT. Yes, image size. Now we'll go for image size, which is very much important, and canvas size, which are the most important things that you have to remember today. So let us see in the Photoshop. We'll better edit this also. Okay. So now we are working on this, isn't it? So now we'll go for image and then image size. So this is the image size that we are working. 2480 pixels and height we have 3508, which is a good rotation in fact. So all these are the things that you can work on. అంటే ఈ వీటి మీద మీరు వర్క్ చేసినట్టయితే మీకు resolution బాగుంటుంది. At the same time, if any problems that you are facing, these will help you out in understanding. So this is the most important thing that we have to remember whenever I say this. So now let us go for image, and then we have adjustments. Adjustments is nothing but the levels you're working out and the auto levels, and then you have auto contrast. What is auto contrast? Auto contrast is nothing but putting up the contrast in a right way. కొన్ని సార్లు we don't know what to use, or ఎప్పుడైనా మనకి అసలు ఏ కలర్ ఎక్కడ బాగుంటుంది, or what is the original color, or what is the original format contrast color that you have to use. ఇవన్నీ మనం వాడాల్సి వచ్చినప్పుడు you can actually go for auto contrast advantages. So this is what you do. So these are all in image, and then canvas size. Okay, so you can also increase this if you want. By clicking on this. If you want this to be 7, see, this has been edited, isn't it? Malli chuddam, canvas size. If I am putting it 10, it's getting increased, isn't it? The canvas size is getting increased. So let us not do it because it will be helpful for us. We'll put it proceed. okay, or else we can also, put it as 4 for the better purpose. Okay, so this is what we have been doing. Control 0. So image loni manam mode choosesam, adjustments chuskunnam. Duplicate is nothing but how to duplicate a layer. For example, మీరు ఏదైనా డూప్లికేట్ చేయాలన్న, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు నేను మళ్ళీ చూపిస్తాను. Let us minimize the work file. I'll go, I'll take this, I'll put it here, and then I'll maximize my work file. So now we have the current picture that we are supposed to edit, and I'll start working on it. So if I have to duplicate this one, అంటే ఎప్పుడు డూప్లికేట్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకి డూప్లికేట్ చేయాలంటే సింపుల్, select the move tool, press alt and the left mouse button, you will get the copy of the same thing. Ledu ante just select the layer and then type Control J. See, we have got another layer. We have got the another layer. Gapping is also very much important, guys. So we already have got the another layer. So this is the most important thing that you have to remember. And funny, this is rotate canvas ante ippudu if you want to rotate this, you can rotate that. If you can see, we have rotated this totally and we are working onto it. So you don't want to put it and then the same. This is all flipping and calculating things. So we'll come to the original categorized way and we are working on it. Okay, so now let us maximize this and then we'll go to layer, new, yes, how to create a new layer. This Control Shift N, we have a layer. Guys, layers are very much important in Photoshop. Layers ante enti, ela pani cheyali layers మీద అని నేను మీకు చెప్తాను. This is just an introduction. Layers అనేవి ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. So layers are very much important. When I say how to use layers, layers lekunda Photoshop ledu. When I speak about layers, guys, Photoshop lo layers lekunda you can't do anything. For example, మీరు ఏదైనా వర్క్ ఫైల్ చేస్తున్నారన్నా, లేదా if you are doing any important work, లేదా ఎనీ పెద్ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏదైనా చేస్తున్నప్పుడు layers అనేవి very much important. Guys, for example, when you are working on Photoshop, if at all you are not renaming your layers or if you are not working in layers మీద మీరు పని చేయట్లేదన్నా, లేదా లేయర్స్ మీరు సరిగ్గా యూజ్ చేయట్లేదు అన్నా, లేదా లేయర్స్ని మీరు సరిగ్గా అలైన్ చేయట్లేదు అంటే ఫార్మేషన్లో లేవు అన్నా చాలా కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతారు. బికాజ్ చిన్న చిన్న వర్క్ ఫైల్స్ అన్నప్పుడు ఏదైనా లేయర్స్లో చేసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ వెన్ యూఆర్ డూయింగ్ అ లేయర్ బాక్స్, అంటే when you're doing a big posture or when you're doing a big editing file, layers మీరు సరిగ్గా అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోకపోతే ఫోటోషాప్ నేర్చుకొని అవసరం ఉండదు. సో ఆల్వేస్ రిమెంబర్, Photoshop is important only when you are using proper layers. So now let me show you the interface of the Photoshop here. We have the layer box. ఈ layer box ఎలాగ వస్తుందో మీకు చెప్పాను కదా. How do we get it? Simple, Control Shift N. So when you press Control Shift N, you get the layer. So always try to rename the layer as you know, you can just you know, do it anything, you know, or you can just simply put the layer name as you know, hair, because we are going to work on the hair. So let us put the layer. So now I have created the layer hair. So ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేస్తాను అంటే ఈ layer కి వచ్చేసి I will work on the hair of the image. We have the image here and I will be working on the hair. For example, let us imagine I have done a small editing here, you know. I'll maximize as much as I can because this is what will help us So this is what we have been working for the hair of this lady or the image. So this is just a basic editing that I am doing. అంటే layers అనే advantages మీకు తెలియాలి కదా. So we have worked on the hair of this lady. If I have to edit this, or else I have basically edited here, and then once my work is done, I have done this. So I have done some work here. Okay, so yes, Control D. So this is what we have done. In fact, this will help us doing all this, you know, advantages of putting the hair layers, you know, advantages of putting all this will help us do the best. In fact, you know, now what I'll do, now I'll put color here, you know, any foreground I'll put black, and then I'll apply this. Okay, Control D. So basically I have this layer called, you know, hair. So I can basically edit this from here. So this is a waste layer that we have created. I can delete it. So, you know, this is something which is very much important. So now what I'll do, I'll basically reduce the opacity and the fill. Got it? I can also add color to it. Basically, we have put the black color here, so let us switch it to red, or the red, let's just put blue, I'll apply that. And I'll edit this by though it is black, can't help it. So now what I'll do, I'll just select my hair layer and then reduce the opacity, which intend to give us a new look now, So let us see what is the change that we have got. If you can see, the face and the hair color is changing, isn't it? So this is what you can do basically. And this is helpful. Okay. So these two are the most important things that you have to work on. Very much important. And then how to duplicate layer. If you want to duplicate the same layer, as I said just type Control J. Control plus J can give you, here it is not mentioned, but actually to duplicate layer it is simply called as Control plus J. Control plus J. So I got another one. So I'll delete this, delete this, delete this. Only one. And then we have layer properties. Before we go for the layer properties, let us go with the PPT. Yes. In layer, what are the important things that you have to remember? In layer, you have to remember new, how to delete the layer, that is already we have done, and then arrange, change the order of layers and merge, make layers into one layer. Guys, all these have shortcuts. I'll show you it in a easiest way for you. అంటే నేను ఇప్పుడు మూడు కలిపి ఒకటే లేయర్లో పెట్టాలి అంటే ఒక వర్క్ ఫైల్ మొత్తం నేను చాలా లేయర్స్ క్రియేట్ చేశాను. లెట్ us see Control Shift N, okay, Control Shift N, okay, Control Shift N, okay, Control Shift N, okay. So if you can see here, మనకి ఇక్కడ ఇన్ని లేయర్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, సో వీ హ్యావ్ దీస్ మెయిన్ లేయర్స్. ఈ అన్ని లేయర్స్ని మనం మర్జ్ చేయాలి అంటే అన్నీ ఒకటే లేయర్లో పెట్టాలంటే ఎలాగా? సింపుల్, సెలెక్ట్ ఆల్, కంట్రోల్, let us select all, wait a second, we are selecting now all, though this is actually on the work file, let us select, it's not displaying. So what I'll do, so we have a program which have appeared. So what I'll do, I'll open Photoshop again. So we've been working on Photoshop 7.0, and then yes, this is the last thing that we have been doing, though we have an error. So ilanti errors vasthu untayi, don't get worried guys, because if your system is not up to date, or if you have some problems with the system, or if your Photoshop is really acting weird, see, or if you have overload in your current system, sometimes Photoshop might get cancelled. That is why you have to keep saving your files. మీరు సేవ్ చేసుకున్నట్టు అయితే మొత్తం ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది. సో మనం సేవ్ చేసుకోలేదు ఇక్కడ కాబట్టి everything have vanished. We have been working on this. So let's work again. So I was been telling you about the layers here. ఇక్కడ layers ఎలా యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి అని చెప్పాను. Duplicate layer is nothing but Control J. To merge all the layers, you have to simply press Control E. I'll show you. Control N. Okay. So been working on this as of now. So let us quick shot what we want. I delete. So this is what I have done, isn't it? So now I will Control J the image, and then I'll edit okay. Now I'll show you what I have done. Okay, if you can see, now I'll reduce the opacity, and then I'll change the hue, and then I will edit this. So what am I doing? Don't worry, I'll show you. So this is what I have been doing. So now I'll increase the opacity. So this is a quick editing that I was been doing. This is a small kind of దీన్ని మనం portrait mode antam. So this is a kind of editing that we do. So this is something which puts everybody in shock. I mean, if you want to edit something, for example, I'll increase this layer, malli nenu din copy cheskunta, control J. So I have done one more quick copy, and I'll move that copy. Okay, let us not copy that. So control J, I got a layer, and now what I'll do, I will reduce the opacity of this. I'll change the color again. Okay, now I'll change the color. Okay, and then what I'll do, I will okay, let's switch off this one I want, right? Control, yes. So now I'll put this, which actually gives you very good impact. So now what I'll do is I'll decrease the opacity, and then I will edit this. So what I'll do, now we are done with our amazing wall posture, which I am about to show you. So this is what we have been doing, isn't it? So nice to see. So this is our thing. If you want, this is a a kind of editing formats that we can see. Manam ee image ni ila chesam. So this we can ippudu ivanni kalpi oka image cheyalante control E, control E, control E. So now everything is one image. This is one image now. Now I'll save as desktop Photoshop work file number 1. First I will save as PSD and then save as JPEG. JPEG లో పెట్టడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే మనకి ఇమేజ్ అవుట్పుట్ అనేది వస్తుంది. సేవ్. పిక్చర్ క్వాలిటీ ఎప్పుడు లార్జ్ ఫైల్ పెట్టుకోండి. ఓకే. So now let us see our work image, how exactly does it, how exactly does this scheme. So now I'll show you how exactly did we get. See, this is the PSD format that we are working on, and this is the image that I have created. Yes. So if you can see, this is the image that we have created. Okay. Anyway, we are working on it, so don't worry about Photoshop, guys. This is the only way we are going to use Photoshop for the couple of days. You know, it's basics నేర్చుకుంటే చాలు. Later on we can work on Photoshop. You know, I'll show you, I'll guide you on how exactly. We are just learning the menu right now. So మనం basically menu నేర్చుకున్నాం. File, you know, we have edit, we have you know, you have mode, you have also layers. So all these are the most important things that you have to remember. వీటిని నేర్చుకోవడం వల్ల Photoshop మనకి more easy గా వాడడం అనేది తెలుసుకోవడం జరుగుతుంది. So thank you so much for listening to my class. We'll obviously learn so many things in Photoshop and we'll continue learning this. I request for you to practice every day on Photoshop, at least on the basics, or how to open a file or how to create a file, so that you can do good in Photoshop, right? Thank you so much, and I am Kranth and I will be taking more classes on Photoshop.